Hello, all you amazing folks out there. We are almost to the end of the week. It is Thursday. Things have been hopping and popping, and everything is going great for me. I hope it's going great for you guys. Uh, According to a lot of your posts, yeah, you guys are crushing it out there. Super proud of what you're doing. You should be proud of yourselves for what you're doing, what you're accomplishing. Great things going on. So we're going to continue on our storytelling this week. Earlier today we were talking about those visuals, right? Being visual in your storytelling and um, just having those strong things that can draw emotion and connection to people. You want to show what's going on, show the impacts of your work, right? So definitely really important things, just to get out there, whether it's in business, whether it's your personal, you're networking, you're looking for a job, you're looking to hire candidates, right? You want to paint that picture, tell that story, of your company, of your journey, of your skill sets, of your experiences, because it matters. All those things matter. And if you could put it in a visual and you could visualize it and people could visualize it, it just makes it more impactful, more memorable. Okay, so just kind of tell you a little bit more about my journey of growing Frago, right? Not that you guys care, but yeah, I'm gonna indulge you anyway with this wonderful tale of learning. So, as I was, kind of mentioned earlier about uh, having that first job coming out of the military, and getting a lot of experience from that, and talking to a lot of great leaders and realizing kind of some of the shortfalls going on in the corporate world and different jobs. And, you really start seeing the impacts that people really want to do great things and they want to learn, they want to grow, and they want to be impactful. And I started to notice that trend of, you have a really good person who just crushed it in sales, or they just crushed it at being a technician. And then, having their leaders having full faith and confidence in them, put them into these leadership roles without any real training. And it becomes a problem, not only for them, but for the company and for the team, right? It's just because they're ill prepared, without any kind of real leadership training, real coaching, real mentoring from their leaders, and seeing what right looks like and kind of running through that process. They're stumbling and fumbling, as we're all going to do, right? We all stumble and fall. I got stories for days about me stumbling and following in different roles and leadership positions, and that's normal. But there are certain things that can be avoided through just basic experience, basic education, when it comes to leadership and being able to work those kinks out at smaller levels before it's dramatically impactful. So kind of noticing those things. And everyone knows I'm a big advocate for hiring veterans for their experiences, for their leadership capabilities, for the different um, things they've gotten to learn and do and get certified in, throughout their career. They bring a whole new perspective on things. It's a lot different mentality, and that can be very intimidating for a lot of civilian employers. I get that, right? But it's not it's about ending that stigma around what veterans bring, right? Because a lot of companies, they hear veterans and they think, oh, mental problems, PTSD, issues with health, and which isn't necessarily true. That's a very small percent of the veteran community that's out there in the workforce. We're bringing together a whole lot of leadership experience, uh, dealing with different walks of life, different cultures, being able to assess the situation and make pivotal changes on the spot, working with very incomplete information and being able to adjust as needed, as more information becomes available and it's checked, right? So there's a lot of extra skill sets you get, and the main thing is that experience that's behind it. But the other thing is, like in the military, no matter what branch you're in, from your lowest level E1s, everyone's gets taught leadership. And there's that, as you progress through the ranks, you take on more levels of responsibility. More is expected of you. You're expected to perform and do those things. And that's where you learn, right? Some of those lower ranks, even in the officer corps, right? Your lieutenants, or we're notorious for making fun of O1s and O2s for the mistakes they do. Your second lieutenants and the ensigns in the Navy, whatever you Navy folk call them. And it's just really like that's where they make mistakes. That's where they're learning leadership. That's where they're learning and understanding that leadership's about people, right? It's yes, there's a mission and there's things you need to accomplish and get done and taking care of things, but it really comes down. Leadership really comes down to people, and that's what I wanted to capture when I stood up Frago, and it's really capturing not just the value the veterans bring, but the people component of leadership as a whole. So whether they're veterans, whether they're people fresh out of college, out of high school, whatever the case, tech training, skill training, college education training, right? There's a level of leadership that is just all about people as a whole. And I want to bring that, and I'm here to bring that to organizations and individuals, right? Be there. I want to fill that gap and one, provide that leadership training, that formal leadership training to the individuals, especially those who've this is new to leadership. Hey, my company just threw me into this role, and I haven't really led anything. I want to learn how to lead and what it takes to lead, and the mindset and the skill sets. So teaching that, but also helping the organizations, right? If you're a business owner, you're a manager or president or whatever, you want your people to perform, and the better and more fluidly they can perform and mesh well with their teams and get them orchestrated, right? You see huge returns on investment for that training, that skill set, and you're that's just outside of the lack of fumbling and stumbling and the mistakes, right? When you're not going back to have to fix mistakes, you're worried on productivity, you're going forward, and then the smoother it becomes, the easier it becomes, the more mesh the team is. Notice that's the key is the team. The leader is the orchestrator of this team, and everyone in the team is doing their part, and it makes a thing, right? If the best analogy you've ever seen and heard when it comes to leadership is think of an orchestra, right? The conductor is the leader of the orchestra, but he never makes a sound. Keep that in mind, right? And that's what leadership is. It's orchestrating that everyone's able to do their jobs, do it right, do it efficiently. They get the right cues, and they're moving and they're autonomous, right? Because every person in that orchestra has that sheet of music. They know what's going on, they know what's expected, and they know the overall picture. It's not just, hey, do your job because that's what I'm telling you to do. They understand how their contributions matter to the overall, you know, performance. And that's how your leadership is in your industry. So that's kind of where Frago started to really take form, with this veterans idea and the support and love I have for the veterans, right? Yeah, I'm a retired scout. You can see it. We want you, scout in the cab, right? So it's bringing that and ending this stigma about veterans in the workforce, and also just showing you the capabilities that's out there. And so, there'll be a little more tomorrow. We talk about this, and I'll kind of share my personal stuff. Just to keep on true with the storytelling. Hey, you guys are crushing it out there. Always happy to help you where I can. I love talking with you guys. Love having you part of my network, being part of my community. You're helping me just as much as I'm helping you, and well, at least I hope I'm helping you. And keep out there crushing it. Keep doing great things, and I look forward to having her discussion some more because you guys are amazing. All right, guys. Always here if you need me. Don't hesitate to reach out, ask. You don't go out alone because you don't have to and you shouldn't. And as always, stay good.